I'm Joe. That's, yeah.
Taylor.
He does this all the time. You're my go-to guy for any show, no matter if I'm ranting or not, Taylor. You understand?
Thank you.
Now you may talk. Talk to them.
Thank you, Joe. You know I don't talk on Let Me Rant.
So anyways, have you heard of this stupid thing called social media? Have you heard about this?
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and
Oh, yeah.
Instagram.
Okay. Well, we promise you we will never do what these idiots do all the time. So, okay. Are you getting tired of seeing celebrities on social media all the time talking about how they are so political and they don't like this and that about whoever? You ever hear that?
Yes. And
So-
there are a lot of pro, and actually a lot of con lately. Not so much pro.
Yeah. So I always like picking on a few people. If you are, I don't know, if you're left wing, you don't like, what's the guy's name who shoots deer from a helicopter? Ted Nugent?
Ted Nugent, yeah.
If you're left, you don't like Ted Nugent. He's your whipping boy for social media on the right. And if the people on the right seem to really hate that Lena Dunham character, I don't know why. I don't know why. I
I
mean,
think that's actually her real name.
yeah, she's
She's on the show Girls.
but she's like a writer and a actress and all this other stuff, right?
She's a plus-size person who gets naked.
I have
Girls.
never heard of Lena Dunham besides her social media rants against political figures, stuff like that. Which brings me to this point. Celebrities who talk about politics online, they're idiots. First of all, they're idiots. And this is why. They're like, most of the time, they're actors, actresses, whatever. We've done this before on the show, how if you did your graduate study or a college study in like theater arts, things like that, it doesn't make you a political genius, doesn't make you creative, doesn't make you smart. I know Taylor is just in love with John Oliver. I'm not really that big of a fan.
I love him.
If you have a team of writers and experts sitting there with you all day just trying to prove the same point every other single talk show like you proves every single day, which is how stupid the other side is, whatever. Celebrities don't know anything about politics. They don't know anything about finance. This is why they have teams of financial managers. They don't know anything about their careers. That's why they have publicists and a whole team of people managing it. This is why they have managers. This is why they have everyone catering to their every whim, and everyone else has to actually live their lives. So I was listening to an interview with Mark Maron and Al Franken. You listen to that one? And Al Franken knows what he's talking about. He's Senator Al Franken. He used to be a comedian. But it's clear in that interview that Mark Maron doesn't know what he's talking about. It's clear that he's just referencing things he's watching on TV or reading on Facebook, things like that. And it sounds different when you're talking to someone who's actually been there in the Senate, done the work, towed the side of the political line, made deal across parties, things like that, than people ranting on Facebook. Now, Mark Maron, people like that, I don't mind so much. But it's the people like Amy Schumer and the people like Chrissy Teigen that really bother me. Amy Schumer is a big anti-Trump character and big left-wing advocate, whatever. It would be real nice, though, if she was a strong enough person to show us how political and how courageous she was, before she was untouchable with her career. It would be nice for once for a celebrity to take a stand before they take no stand, make a bunch of stupid jokes about being, in Amy Schumer's case, being a slut or this, standard, just regular, like, I'm not a talented female comedian jokes. I go to the Comedy Store all the time. I live in LA. I go to these clubs all the time. I see very talented female comedians. That is not one of them. I don't know. Have you ever seen her work, Taylor?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
It used to be good. Like her first special was great. It was awesome. Something we haven't really seen before until she did the same special again and again every other time. I actually saw Amy Schumer when she was up and coming. I saw her when she was opening for Dave Attell. I saw her at the Brea Improv when she was opening for him. So I've seen her act from the very beginning until now. I've seen it in person, like actually been there when she was up and coming doing her jokes. But it's just, it seems to be that every celebrity politician is really courageous and really heroic and really just gung-ho about their politics when it's absolutely positively super safe to be courageous about them. So after they've made it, after they made their money.
Sorry. I want to point out Kathy Griffin.
Oh, yeah, exactly, right? Well, Kathy Griffin's always been a nut. Always, right? So, like, for her to show the Trump head and things like that, I get it. I'm not going to do what everyone else does and say it's tasteless, stuff like that, or whatever. Here's what I'm going to say. It was a shoot and a miss is what it was. It was an overreach, Kathy Griffin. It was an overreach. You tried. You thought maybe in this context or whatever, it would have been a statement or funny. It wasn't. I saw it. Meh. I've seen you do better. But when you're just ranting on Facebook, oh, how isn't Trump so mean? Oh, he's such a jerk, whatever. Okay, first of all, very original. No one's ever said that 1,000 times on Twitter, Facebook. And, we don't agree with the other stuff either. I mean, I just like how he's the president troll of the United States. It's very amusing to me. That's all me and Taylor like from our perspective.
Yes.
But other than that, the politics don't matter because, like me and Taylor were talking about before the show, if you don't like him and you're not a fan of his, well, he hasn't really gotten much done. He hasn't got anyone on his own side to agree with him on anything. He hasn't pushed much policy. So, yeah, be mad all you want. He's not really doing anything yet. So you can complain all you want about his mean, hurtful words, but as long as he doesn't get the stuff he wants to get done, then what do you have to complain about? Shut up. Like, it's just when you hear Chrissy Teigen whining about how much of a victim she is and how hurt she is. Remember, she's a model. So let's talk about the scale of talent here, right? Let's just say like musician, right? Singer is like up here, lower. Okay, right there. Musician is like talented, right? Like, okay, John Mayer, maybe think he's a D-bag, whatever. Singer, songwriter, plays guitar, right? And then what do you say next? Like actor, right there, right? like actor would be lower than like a singer, right? Okay, or like professional athlete, physical skill, right? Yeah. And then actor, right? You have an acting skill. You're pretending. You're playing pretend for full time, right? And then what do you say is like less than actor is like comedian, or like meh, like right there, yeah. And then you have the next one next to actor, comedian. What would you have? Public personality, like a Kardashian or
TV show, radio host, or
Yeah, right there, right? Uh-huh. And then right there, at the very, very bottom, is like model. Like you have to like argue on the talent pool of life. Model has to be the lowest entry level to talent. Think about it, right? You're there because you're pretty. So to be pretty, you have to have good genetics. So none of that has you earning anything particularly skill-wise there. So then you're a model. You don't say anything. And then, oh, look at that. A talented musician catches your eye. John Legend, right?
Yeah.
Who, I don't know, is he good? I don't know.
Right,
people say he's good, whatever, right? Uh-huh. So, okay, let's not make this mistake, Chrissy Teigen. You're not with him because of that strong work ethic and political background. Now, okay, George Clooney, and in, what's his wife's name?
I don't know, I forgot her name.
Amal.
Yeah.
She's like a human rights lawyer, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right, I can see that, whatever. But John Legend, Chrissy Teigen, he's with you because you're a model. Like, first and foremost, beyond anything, right? It wasn't that charming person. It was because you look good. That's why he's with you. Okay? If later on he likes you because your personality, stuff like that, whatever, he didn't just pass by all the models and the back of the room lock onto that personality. That did not happen, okay? So then, you both are multimillionaires. You meet each other. You're with each other. Now, all of a sudden, you're a political activist. No, you're not. Stop it. You are not a political activist. Stop that, okay? So, George Clooney, always been kind of political. He's an actor. Remember that scale we talked about there? But, hey, he was dating models, stuff like that before. Then he gets like a pretty human rights lawyer woman. So there you go, right? But then he starts spouting off about all his politics too. And then he has a house in England right now, and he's living there. But because of all of the recent terror attacks, things like that in England, but George Clooney doesn't want to blame anyone in particular. There's just attacks going on there. I mean, who knows who's killing everyone in England? We don't know. Do you know, Taylor? No one has any idea. Nope. But he's leaving England to go back to L.A. because according to him and his security team, for security reasons, they don't feel safe in England. Well, geez. I mean, I thought it was okay to be around these types of people doing all this stuff. You just, the first sign of trouble, you want to fly back over to L.A.? You guys are liars, hypocrites, and cowards. Shut up. Stop. Okay? I know you're all liars and cowards. I know you are. I've seen all this play out before. If you really meant this, you would be consistent and you would feel this way from the very, very beginning, right? If we look at Bill Maher, right there with all his beliefs, right? John Oliver, Jon Stewart, like guys like that, right there, okay? Right there with those beliefs. But if all of a sudden you become a political activist because it's fashionable, you're a liar, a hypocrite, and a coward. That's what you are. Because where was all this advocacy when the Obama years were happening? Where was all this, right? Where was all this political activism? Obama also did some things that were questionable. And by most people's standards, people wouldn't like. Where were you then? Now that there's an obvious supervillain in the White House, you're jumping on the bandwagon? No one's buying it. I'm not buying it. Taylor's not buying it.
No.
So shut up about it. So if you would like to challenge me on any of these things and let me know that you really believe that I'm wrong and that models should be held to a higher standard, let's talk about it. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. But as far as this goes, and by the way, that scale, let's go on the regular people jobs. I would take anything over those jobs, like Taylor, help desk, electrician, anything. Any other trade that involves any level of skill jumps that list of those professions any day. So I'll listen to what those people have to say and their Twitters first before anything you have to say. But I won't be able to do that ever. You know why? Because they're too busy working to be on Twitter doing that stuff. Right, Taylor?
That's correct, Joe.
That's what we do on this show. We bring people on to agree with me. There you go.